Welcome to my YouTube channel. What if the change in your pocket could secretly make you a millionaire overnight, and not just any millionaire but someone sitting on a jaw-dropping fortune that collectors would fight over for generations, because today we're diving into the mysterious and almost mythical 1948 wheat penny, a coin so ordinary at first glance that most people would toss it into a jar without a second thought. Yet hidden among millions of these pennies could be a version so rare, so unique, that it has been whispered about in collector circles as being worth up to an astonishing $50 million. Yes, you heard that right, a single copper coin potentially holding the value of a private jet or a luxury estate. And the craziest part is this coin could still be out there, quietly sitting in someone's drawer, piggy bank, or even passing through hands unnoticed every single day. Now, before we go deeper, I want you to stick with me till the very end, because the next coin coming up after this has an even more unbelievable story that most people have never heard, and trust me, you don't want to miss it. But first, let's uncover the hidden story behind this 1948 wheat penny and why it has stunned collectors around the world. Now, the year 1948 might seem like just another post-war period in American history, a time when the United States was rebuilding and growing stronger after World War II, but inside the Denver Mint, something unusual may have happened. Something that turned an ordinary production run into a potential goldmine for collectors decades later. The 1948 wheat penny was minted in large numbers, millions of them to be exact, which is why most people assume it holds little to no value. But here's where things take a sharp turn, because within those millions, there are rumored to be rare error varieties and extremely limited high-grade specimens that defy all expectations, coins struck with unusual die variations, doubled features, or even transitional metal compositions that shouldn't exist for that year. And when such anomalies appear in the world of numismatics, collectors lose their minds trying to get their hands on them. Imagine a coin struck just slightly off, or one with an almost invisible doubling on the lettering, or even a specimen preserved in near-perfect condition as if it just left the mint yesterday. These are the types of details that can turn a 1-cent coin into a multi-million-dollar treasure. And over the years, there have been stories, some confirmed, others debated, of collectors discovering incredibly rare versions of this coin tucked away in old collections or inherited coin jars. One story even tells of a man who found a pristine 1948 penny while sorting through his late grandfather's belongings, initially thinking it was just another old coin, but after closer inspection and professional grading, it turned out to be one of the finest known examples, sparking intense bidding interest at auction. And while not every 1948 penny will make you rich, the possibility that one could reach values in the millions is what keeps collectors searching relentlessly, examining every detail under magnification, checking mint marks, inspecting surfaces, and comparing features with known rare varieties, because in this world, it only takes one extraordinary coin to change everything. And here's the part that really gets people hooked: many of these rare coins were never officially documented at the time they were minted, meaning they could still be out there, hidden in plain sight, waiting for someone with a sharp eye and a bit of luck to discover them. Just think about that for a second, the idea that something so valuable could be sitting unnoticed in your own home right now, maybe in a forgotten jar or mixed in with everyday change. It's the kind of possibility that makes you want to check every coin you own immediately, and that's exactly why the 1948 wheat penny continues to captivate collectors and treasure hunters alike. It's not just about the money, it's about the thrill of the hunt, the mystery of the unknown, and the chance to uncover a piece of history that could rewrite your future. And before you think this is just hype, remember that the coin market has repeatedly surprised even the most experienced experts, with rare finds emerging when least expected, sending shockwaves through auctions and collector communities. And as you keep listening, I want you to keep this thought in mind, because the next coin we're about to explore has an even deeper mystery surrounding it, one that could make this 1948 penny look almost ordinary in comparison. So don't go anywhere, because if you thought this coin was valuable, the next one is even more unbelievable. Next, 1944 wheat penny. What if I told you that a coin born out of wartime chaos, a simple 1944 wheat penny, could carry a secret so shocking that even seasoned collectors still argue about it to this day, because this is not just another old coin story, this is the kind of discovery that turns ordinary people into legends overnight. And hidden within the millions of pennies minted in 1944 lies a version so rare, so unexpected, that it has been valued at an astonishing $60 million, a number that sounds almost unreal for a coin that most people wouldn't even bend down to pick up, and yet here we are, uncovering one of the most talked about mysteries in coin collecting history. Now stay with me, because the deeper we go, the more unbelievable this story becomes, and by the end of this, you might never look at your spare change the same way again. Now let's rewind to 1944. A year when the world was still engulfed in World War II, and the United States Mint was under immense pressure to produce coins using alternative materials due to shortages of copper. In 1943 they famously switched to steel pennies, a move that created one of the most iconic coin series ever. But here's where things get interesting. In 1944 the mint returned to using copper, or more specifically, recycled shell casings from the war, giving those pennies a unique historical composition. But during this transition, something unexpected happened at the Denver Mint: a few leftover steel planchets from 1943 may have accidentally been used to strike 1944 pennies, creating one of the rarest and most mysterious errors in numismatic history. The 1944 wheat penny struck on a steel planchet is the stuff of legend, a coin that technically should not exist, and yet a handful of these have surfaced over the years, sending shockwaves through the collecting world every single time. Imagine holding a coin that represents a mistake frozen in time, a moment where history and human error collided to create something priceless. Collectors go absolutely wild for these kinds of anomalies because they are not just rare, they are unique. Each one tells a story that cannot be replicated, and when one of these coins appears at auction, it becomes a battlefield of bids, with wealthy collectors and institutions competing fiercely to own a piece of that story. There have been documented cases where rare 1944 steel pennies fetched extraordinary sums, but whispers of even rarer variants, especially those tied to the Denver Mint, have pushed estimated values into the tens of millions, fueling the idea that one perfect specimen could reach that mind-blowing $60 million mark. And here's the part that really gets people hooked: many of these coins were not discovered in vaults or museums, they were found by ordinary people, in circulation, in old collections, even in pocket change. One famous story involves a young collector who noticed something odd about a 1944 penny: its color was different, its weight felt unusual, and instead of ignoring it, he decided to have it examined. What he had found was not just rare, it was nearly priceless, a mistake from decades ago that had slipped through the cracks and survived long enough to be rediscovered. And that's the magic of coin collecting, the idea that history is still out there, waiting to be found by anyone willing to look closely enough. Now as you're listening to this, think about how many coins you've handled in your life without giving them a second glance, how many potential treasures might have slipped through your fingers simply because they looked ordinary. That's exactly what makes the 1944 wheat penny so fascinating. It challenges the way we see value, turning something as simple as a penny into a life-changing discovery. And even today, collectors continue to search relentlessly, scanning rolls of coins, attending auctions, studying mint records, all in hopes of finding that one extraordinary piece, because in this world, it only takes one coin to change everything. And while the 1944 wheat penny stands as a grand finale in this journey, its story leaves us with a powerful reminder that hidden treasures are not always locked away in vaults. Sometimes they are right in front of us, waiting to be noticed, waiting to be understood, waiting to transform an ordinary moment into something unforgettable. So the next time you come across an old penny, don't just spend it, take a closer look, because you never know, you might be holding a piece of history worth a fortune beyond imagination.